मेर्सेचो पंच प्रकाश नायकाचे दुबावीत मरणाचे केशींत आरोप आशिल्ल्या विल्सन गुदिनाच्या अटकपूर्व याचिकेचेर बुधवारा सुनावणी जाली। ते पयलीं हायकोर्टान अटकपूर्व जामिनाक विरोध करपी प्रकाश नायकाची भयण अक्षया गोवेकाराचो आर्ग्युमेंट आयकलो। अक्षयाच्या हस्तक्षेप याचिकेक हरकत घेतना गुदिनाच्या आदोगादान अक्षयाचे भुमिकेचेर दुबाव घेतला।
What the prosecution or what they are trying to say now is that this is a case of a suicide, and it is suicide because what is connecting me to the suicide is that those three messages which were typed within 1 minute. You look at the flip side, it's either a homicide or a suicide. Now suicide is because of the message. Let's keep that aside and let us check whether it is now, whether it could be a homicide or not. Now the complainant who is seeking to intervene in this matter was the first person to reach the site where the body was, that is the scene of offense. And the complainant's first version or the description of the body and the condition of the room was, she says that she saw her brother with a bullet wound on his temples. This is also documented by the post-mortem report that there is a bullet wound here. Now we all know that when you shoot a gun, it is not rocket science. We all know that when you shoot a gun, the gun recoils. The gun has to move this way. So if that deceased has shot him, then he dies with the shot, but then because of the force of the gun, the recoil, the gun should move out this way. Now the intervener describes this scene when she entered it immediately after the death. So maybe she's been at the spot within 4 minutes or so, and she describes it saying that the hands of the deceased were under a blanket. Then there was a gun on his chest over the blanket, and thereafter on somewhere on his stomach was the phone. How is this possible? If the man has shot him, how could his hands go under the blanket? How could the gun reach on the chest? With the recoil, it should fall elsewhere. Plus, a very vital aspect which the police needs to investigate here is that house was on a domestic surveillance by CCTV. 2 days before the incident, all the CCTV cameras are put off. Who should do it? Or why should it happen? So now this angle also has to be investigated by the police. Merely because somebody says it is a suicide or it is made to look a suicide, it does not necessarily mean that the police could go and arrest me. Let them investigate this line. First them find out whether all these 3 messages can be typed in 1 minute.
दोन्ही वटेचो आर्ग्युमेंट आयकल्या उपरांत हायकोर्टान अक्षयाच्या हस्तक्षेप अर्जाचेर निकाल राखून दवरला। हस्तक्षेप अर्जाचो निकाल दिल्या उपरांत कोर्ट विल्सनाची बाजू आयकतलो। प्रुडंटा खातीर सिनियर रिपोर्टर मुकेश कुमार।